So you got a flat tire on your bike and you want to fix it by yourself? Well, I'm the guy that can show you how. On this video, we're going to go over the tools you need and exactly how to do it. Welcome to Good Time Bikes, sponsored by Richards Bicycles. Okay guys, it's pretty simple. Check the sidewall of the tire to make sure you have the right size inner tube, grab a tire lever or two, and if you have a solid axle with axle nuts, be sure you have an adjustable wrench or a 15mm wrench. In this case, I have a quick release, so I won't need any wrench at all. Finally, you'll need a way to inflate your inner tube, whether you use an air compressor or a manual pump. Okay, now there's 3 things you need to do before removing your rear wheel. 1, drop your chain into the smallest gear. 2, open up your rear brakes, and I want you to notice how this elbow fits inside this flange. That'll be important later. And 3, because this bike has a quick release, we're going to open the quick release and let the rear wheel slide out. So in this case, we won't be using our 15mm wrench. Now that we have our rear wheel off, we can use our tire lever to remove the tire from the wheel. Slide the tire lever underneath the edge of the tire and then drag it across the rim. That'll separate one sidewall from the rim. From there, I like to turn the wheel around, pull up on the tire, and then push it over the edge, and that'll completely separate the tire from the wheel. Next, remove the old inner tube, and I like to use a rag to slide across the inside of the tire looking for any debris that might give me a flat again. Always searching for some piece of wire, a nail, maybe glass. Next, we'll grab our new inner tube, and we're going to fill it up with just a little bit of air so it has some shape. But not too much, because that'll make it difficult to get inside the tire. And at this point, start sliding the inner tube into the tire. And now we're ready to put it back on the wheel. Line up your valve with the hole in the rim, and always make sure that your tread is pointing in the right direction. And we're going to work one side of the tire onto the rim at a time. So here we are. We got one side of the tire on. Now we're going to put the other side on. And one rule is never finish by the valve. Always finish anywhere else. There we are. The tire's on and it's ready to be inflated. To remount your rear wheel, start by pulling the rear derailleur back and aligning the chain with the smallest gear again. From there, slide the wheel up into the bike, tighten your quick release just a little bit, and fold the lever down to make sure that you have a snug fit. And at the same time, you need to be sure that you have even spacing between your frame and your tire. You should have an even space on each side. From there, we'll move on to reconnecting the rear brake. In this position, you have these little springs here, and those springs need to stay in their spot behind the little flange. So long as those are in position, you can move on to reconnecting the elbow into the flange where it belongs. Looks good. Okay, now that we're almost done, there's a couple things we need to check for before we finish up. Number 1, I want to be sure that the tire is aligned properly on the rim. So let's start by spinning the wheel and look on both sides so nothing's bulging out. In this case, it looks good. Next, locate your valve and air it up just a little bit. And then double check on both sides so nothing's bulging out again. And it still looks good. From there, I want you to air up your tire to the recommended PSI, which is always located on the sidewall of the tire, and put your cap on. At that point, congratulations, you just finished doing your own flat tire. Thank you for joining me here on Good Time Bikes, sponsored by Richards Bicycles, and I'll see you next time.